Hello and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Millie, and on this channel I talk about yarn, I talk about knitting and crochet. I share my whips, my finished objects, I share yarn hauls, and I also have a few knitting tutorials. So if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much. And if you're here for the first time, welcome. Today I have two whips to share with you, and I've been working on these two whips. One whip I started last week, and the other whip I started a few days ago. And so I've been working on them. I've been alternating between the two, and the knitting whip is a pair of socks, and the crochet project is a shawl. And I'm going to start with the knitting, and then I'll go on to the crochet project. So the pair of socks that I'm working on is these. They are colorwork socks, and this is a pattern by Summer Lee. And I've been watching a lot of Summer Lee videos and looking at different sock designs that she makes, and I really love her designs. And most of them are colorwork, or they are all colorful. I don't think she has any plain socks apart from the basic sock that you use for all your other colorworks. So this is the one that I've been working on, and it's from this Calf Club Volume 1. It's an ebook, and you can get it on Ravelry for $14. And so I bought these, and then I turned it into, I printed off the pages, and then I made a little booklet. And there are, I believe there are 12 pairs of socks. There might be more, but there are socks for January, February, all the way through December. So if you buy these and you want to make socks every month, there's a sock for every month. But the sock that attracted me or really made me buy this book is the August sock. That's what I really wanted to knit. And then there are several pairs that I really want to make, but she gives good instructions. So I'm going to show you this one. This is the August socks. I know we are in March, but that is the whole reason why I got attracted to this ebook. And so that is what I decided to make first. So let me find August. Okay, so that's the sock that really attracted me to this ebook, and I was really determined to make this. And in here there's like a ton of very beautiful socks, and this is March, which I'm going to make, but I think I'm gonna make mine green as soon as I'm done with the one that I'm making. And I really love the January sock because it's really simple, but it's still beautiful. I think the beauty of her socks comes from the way she combines the colors, because they all look really nice. And like this one is a very simple design, but it looks really beautiful. And so I'm gonna make this as well. So I'm not gonna make them in order. I'm just gonna make whichever I like. I'm just gonna make them out of order. And I think that this one looks pretty easy. So this might be maybe my next one, or maybe the March one. So this Calf Club is available on Ravelry. So if you want a pair for your, I mean, if you want a copy for yourself, you can get one from Ravelry, and you can either download it and use it as an ebook, or you can print it like I did, and then maybe if you want to turn it into a little booklet, you can do that. So that's what I did. But I also like this method because I can turn the book like this. I like a spiral bound knitting or crochet book because I can flip it over, and if I want to make a copy of the page, it's easy to do that. So anyway, so that's the book, the ebook that I'm using. But all her socks are knitted calf down, and this is the first time I am knitting a calf down socks, and I don't like it. So I had taught myself, I convinced myself to try this calf down method. And then I usually try on my socks as I knit. And these are not easy to put on. And I don't remember having issues trying on my toe up socks. So I don't know whether it's something that I'm doing wrong, but they just don't work for me. And I finished the color work, and then I was like, I don't really think I like it. And I was also second guessing myself on the color combo, because when you're holding these together like this, they look really beautiful. But I felt like once I knitted them, they didn't look as good as I wanted them to look. But I decided to persist with the project because this yarn has been in my stash for a long time. It's the Peyton's Crochet socks, and I have a bunch of these and I want to use them up. And so I decided, let me go ahead and continue working on this. And then I just don't like the way this is looking. And then I was listening to one of her episodes. I think it's an episode where she says 10 things or 10 tips to make your sock knitting better or something like that. And she said, the first thing she said was, look for the method that really works for you and use that. And I was like, wait a minute. I know that I've been doing toe up forever and I have never had an issue with it. And so I decided I'm gonna abandon this project because I really don't like it. And I feel like every time I try to wear this sock, it's not smooth. It's a hassle. Like, it's hard to go over my heels, and I don't know, I just don't like it. And so I decided to abandon these and go to my true tested and trusted method, which is toe up. And so I decided to do it toe up because I know for sure that this method works for me. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna flip the chart when I come to it. So instead of starting from the bottom up, I'm gonna start from the, so the chart, you start from the top to bottom. So I'm gonna start my chart from here and go up. So I'm just gonna flip the book and work that way. Hopefully that's gonna work. And so that is what I'm doing with my socks. And this red, it's a nice shade of red. This is straw fingering from Knit Picks. And then this is Peyton's Crochet from my stash. So this color work is called Saltwater, and this color is called Saltwater, and this one is called Boy. And this is really soft compared to the Crochet. The Crochet, you can feel the wool. And this one is really soft. I think this is just regular wool, and this is merino, but it also has nylon in it. So it's a good yarn for knitting socks, and I've used it a ton of times to make socks. And this one is 75% fine superwash merino and 25% nylon. And this one, if I can find it. So this one is also 75% wool and 25% nylon, but I think that this is not merino wool. So it feels steadier and a little bit thicker, and this one feels really soft because it's merino wool. So since I have a ton of these, I'm gonna still finish the first pair with these colors, and then I plan on making another pair with a different color and see how it goes. So that is my first whip, and I think that this second attempt is going really well. So next I'm gonna share with you my crochet project. So let's go to that.
I watch you as you drive. Do you know I'm looking? And I can't help but smile. Do you know how much I love you?
I decided to do another stash dive and use up some yarn that's been in my stash for a while. And these are cotton cakes, and the name is Azalea. It's from Hobby, and it's 52% cotton, 48% acrylic. It's a 200-gram cake with 874 yards, and it's a sport weight. So I decided to finally use it because it's been in my stash for maybe 4 years, and I have different colors that I had bought way back, and one of the orders was a mystery bag, so I didn't know what was gonna be in there, and there were some cakes in there. And so that's what I'm doing. And the pattern that I'm working on is actually not made out of this yarn. It's this is the pattern that I'm working on. It's called the Granny Stripe Shawl, and it's by Crochet Object. It's made out of fingering weight scraps, I believe, but since I want to use up what's already in my stash, I decided to just use what I have, and mine is gonna end up being a gradient shawl, but I'm okay with that. But if I like it a lot, then I have a ton of scraps that I can put to good use. And so so far it's working really well. It's just out of a granny stitch. So the pattern is easy to read. It's actually the first time that I have bought a crochet pattern, and I didn't think that I was gonna be able to read it, but this one is really easy. And so I'm enjoying the process, but the only problem is this yarn. So it's a 50, it's a cotton acrylic blend, but it comes in there are 4 strands, so it's really splitting. See, that's how the yarn is spun. It's like 4 strands. And I think for someone that is new at crocheting or knitting, this might be a pain because I've had to kind of figure out how not to split the yarn. And even with all that experience, I'm still finding myself frogging because I either split the yarn or, so if you're considering this yarn, that's something to think about. The colors are very beautiful, like there is a ton of different colors. I actually don't know if they carry this specific one, but I know that Hobby has a lot of cotton cakes, and they are in fabulous colors. So, and that's what attracted me to the yarn. And it's crocheting up really well. I'm thinking that it might need better maybe, but I don't know. But since I have a lot of it in my stash, I'm gonna give that a try as well. So I'm probably going to knit a shawl with it, just a basic triangle gradient shawl. And then I'll see which one works better. But it's making a lightweight fabric, which is good for spring, and that is what I'm looking for right now. And I'll continue working on it. I don't necessarily like the fact that it's very skinny, but it's also because I'm kind of impatient and I want my project to go really fast. But it's okay, it's going okay, but that is something to consider if you're like, if the splitting part is what I don't like, so that is something to consider if you decide that you want to try this yarn. Other than that, it is nice, it's lightweight, it's working up well, and it has really beautiful colors. So I'll continue working on this, and then hopefully, it's not a very big shawl, but there are options. You can either make the size that she has made, or you can make it, you can make a larger shawl. So it's you have options with it. So I'll continue working on this, and then hopefully I'll have something, a finished object to show you soon. And this is where we are with the crochet project. I've been able to put a few days of work in it, and this is how it's looking. I love the way it's turning out, and it's going to make a nice spring summery shawl to wear inside. And so I don't know if this cake is going to be enough, because there is, in these cakes, there is 800, let me confirm. So it's 874 yards. So that might not be enough, but if I run out before the shawl is the size that I like, then I'm just gonna go and start working from the outside of this one so that I can continue the gradient. I know that this is a little bit darker than this, but I'll just make it work. So far, so good. The only thing that I mentioned, like I mentioned earlier, is the yarn splits a lot. And so it's because of the way the yarn is spun. So there are 4 strands they're not spun together, they're just 4 strands together. And so if you're a new crocheter or if you're a new knitter, that might be an issue, because even for me, I find myself going back and frogging stitches in order to fix to fix when it splits. And so I've had to kind of figure out how to work it so that it doesn't split, and I'm getting better at it. So that is what I'm experiencing with this shawl, and I'm hoping that I will be able to show you a finished project next week, because I'm wanting to focus on it. But then the stitches, I have so many stitches, so it's taking me forever to go from one edge to the other. But so far, so good. Apart from the splitting, everything else is good. The color is nice and soft. And I don't know how this happened, that I have 2 projects that are almost similar at the same time. So it was just coincidence, but I love it. So leave a comment below and let me know what you're working on, and whether you are knitting or you're crocheting. I hope that you're having a wonderful time, and until next time, happy knitting and happy crocheting.